Okay. Sure, if we are. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to mute. I'm going to get a copy video link and we go to, okay, let's forget that. All right. Okay. It's gonna be really, really delayed here. Okay. Do. Or I could actually get people the link to the group. I don't get this link. Okay, guys, this is Dr. Greg McLeod from Elite Traders University. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And welcome to the Thursday Power Hour. And it's so great to be with you on this fabulous Thursday, August 8th, 2024. It's a lucky number in Asian culture. And guess what? It was a lucky number for me trading the European session as I had a tremendous, tremendous run, $1 million day just only trading dollar yen. So again, that lucky Asian culture thing coming in through, and so we crushed dollar yen, and that's going to tie in. And great to have you on board. Not sure if you guys are on the YouTube yet, and next time I should give you the link, direct link to the Zoom meeting, and that probably would have been better, but I'm not going to do that this time because it's my personal room, and I want you to have my personal room. You can jump in there anytime you want. All right. Um, I could start another room. That's what I could do. I already gave you the link. There's a link in the Zoom. So I want to welcome all the new people who have come and to the Forex Day Traders Den. It's a mouthful. But hopefully we've provided you a lot of content and value. Big salute to our Pip and Run traders, Jermaine and Jeff, Jay, and Sean, and the whole gang, Ray Lamar and Terry. And so good for you guys to be in our community. Uh, Hopefully our community is growing. It's growing day by day. We're getting new people coming in. So make sure you invite a friend. I go to some of these other sites, not to bash them or anything, but it's just a bunch of MT4 posters. There's no one talking. There's no one exchanging. Everybody's trying to get somebody to a Telegram group to sell them some bunk signals. There's no community. There's no conversation. There's no interaction. So I'm really happy that we have an intimate group that provides a lot of content, a lot of value. And so you guys make it special. So make sure you invite a friend. Everyone invites somebody. We would double our numbers, right? So make sure you invite a friend to the our Forex Day Traders Den, right? That's where the lions hang out. Rawr, right? Ring the bell. Okay, so we're going to talk about our topic today. Our topic are the four mistakes that traders make while scaling an account, right? And believe me, I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and I have blown up many of accounts. And if you see people say, "Oh, I've never blown up an account," it's like they're full of it, right? Um, and there's no shame in that. You don't want to make a habit, but it will happen. And if it does, one of my students, and young guy, about 20, 23 years old. And he went through our program, 3-step program, went through simulation, the 90% win rate. You know, he goes to demo, he doubles that demo account in 2 weeks, and he's on fire. He's moving through the system. Then he goes through stage 3. Stage 3, he crushed it. He crushed it. He took a $300 account, he doubled it to $600. Back, let me share that. I actually took a screenshot of that, and I thought this kid, he's got the gift, right? He's got the gift. Okay, you know, because you can't fake a live account, right? And I've shown you his example before, you know, but I still want no highest standard on embarrass him. He was like, keep showing that example. But I really think he had a future in trading, right? I thought this kid blew through stage 1, through stage 2. His parents invested a ton of money to have me train him. He was part of one of my group, and so here he is. He took 300. He started with $300, and he basically just scaled. He never traded anything larger than 0.1. He didn't even trade 1.0 or get over leverage. I mean, these are small 0.1, 0.15, and he's banging it for 25 bucks, $19. Bum, 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 bum. He does this all in one day. This is September 21st, actually 2 days, 21st to September 22nd, and he makes 320 bucks on a $300 account. He has not a single loss, right? So you can't really accuse him of over leveraging or anything like that. So, okay, this kid got the gift, right? You do 100%, 23 years old. But what happened next was after he passed the stage 3 challenge, and so he's finished. So now he could scale up a regular account. But what he did was he went ahead and got an account, larger account, and he lost. He lost the entire account. Right. I think it was this account. It was at $600 something, and then but there's no negatives on them. He did not lose a single trade. Can you imagine that? Hit after hit after hit after hit, just like me, right? People, they can't be taught, right? There's the dollar bet. It was a dollar bet in trading places. The two old guys and Eddie Murphy. The bet was they could take, they were able to, take a. They made a bet. The bet was they could turn Eddie Murphy into a stock trader or a commodities trader, and then turn Winston, or whatever his name was, the Dan Aykroyd character, turn him into a bum on the street. And so the bet was $1. And and really it was the basis of the turtle system of the turtle training program was taking 14 people off the street, and then give them capital to trade, give them a 2-week system to learn how to trade. And then the bet was, hey, great traders are born rather than taught. And the other guy said, hey, you can just teach anybody if they're willing to learn. And so the guy who said, hey, I can teach anybody who's willing to learn, he won the $1, right? And so brings me to why when I saw that, I go, you know what? I could do that. And that's the basis of the school, taking my system that you can see I made $1 million in a day, take that system, put it into people, and then have it do the same. And you see Jay do stuff like that. You've seen Adrian, Andrew do the same thing, right? And you see many other Pippen runners do the same thing. On a pretty regular dirt, So these guys do that. But going back to my young student here, yeah, he lost. And after the loss, I mean, he called me up and he was crying. I mean, it was like he was like, man, I lost everything. It's like, okay, you blew up. But that was his first blow up ever. He never blew up before. And I'm like, okay, shake it off, pick yourself up, Let's go, man up, go punch something, go punch a tree, and go punch a punching bag, and let's get your account together, suck it up, man. Keep a stiff upper lip. Let's go do it again. So no, I'm done with it. I quit. It's like, what? Wait a minute. You don't seem you did something that many people cannot do. You don't know anything about trading. You went through simulation with 95% win rate. You went through demo account, doubling account in 2 weeks. And now with no drawdown, you had like no drawdown here. No, I don't want to do this anymore. It's too stressful and I don't feel right. So, okay. All right. All right. So I just let them go. That's how the cookie crumbles, right? Some people are meant for it, some people aren't, but I see so many people are just struggling. They never ever get up to this level because they're still struggling, right? They're still working on baggage with real money. But so you can say, well, the guy was lucky. Well, he was lucky a lot of times, okay? It was like he had a lot of luck. So that brings me to our topic, what we're gonna talk about, and the mistakes. And I'm gonna check to make sure you guys. It's gonna be on a recording anyway. And I'm sorry about the technical problems, but no, Facebook keeps changing things, and I'm just gonna have a Zoom room and then give you guys a Zoom link next week. So we're not doing this anymore. I want to have it all kind of like convenient so I can have the videos. But I'm just gonna upload the videos to Facebook and we'll have it in there that way. So I popped the link in there, and hopefully you guys will be able to find it. I'm gonna see if I can find the Thursday chat. And don't even, I can't. Here we go. Chats. Okay. Stay in chat. One account you blocked is in this chat. Stay in chat, whatever. All right. Right. Okay. We are streaming on YT. Okay. FB not working. Okay. All right. So I put that in the box. Okay. So we're gonna go over the top. Well, so we had another one of my students, and his name is Jermaine, and Jermaine is fantastic, awesome student. He's not on Facebook. He took $150 and he scaled it up. Don't think this is going to work. I know what's going on with my computer. It doesn't. Yeah, there's stage 2, stage 3. We got these stages, right? And then there's Jermaine, right? Jermaine, yeah, he got his stage 3 graduation certificate. All right. But he was able to, and this is our Pip and Run live chat room. And, I provide the basics of the Pip and Run and how it works, but you really need to practice it and over again. And that's really the great thing. We have Pip and Run live with Uncle Cut. And it's been a tremendous help to Jermaine because he can actually every morning he can get in the room and trade with Uncle Cut, who he trades the Pip and Run strategy, right? I'm not going to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning because I'm crushing it all night. So Uncle Cut does the live trading with that, right? And so trying to show where it is okay. So he actually. Yeah, I made not that withdrawal. I made another withdrawal, right? Right. Yeah. So he pulled out $900 on his account. I'm trying to get where he actually talked about his actual trades. And let's see if I can. I think that's in stage 3 because he's in 3. 3's a live trading, right? And in the live trading, right? Made easy $1,200. Yeah. Trying to find, you see, and there's Jeff. Jeff is in stage 3 too. Or, here's the actual. Yeah, he made 489 pips on the dollar yen. So he did very well, right? And here it is. So Jermaine said I started with a small account of $150. Okay, 150. You know, many guys spend that much on prop trading challenges, right? But Ray Lamar makes a point. We'll talk about that. 150 made over $2,000, an increase of 1,233.33%. He gets to keep 100% of it. He can draw it out anytime he wants, right? He doesn't have these rules or restrictions of leverage. You know, some of these prop trading companies will give you like 10-to-1 leverage and some things. And he's making his first withdrawal, right? He's got his initial investment back, so he's playing with the house money. And not only that, you know, our broker's running the broker's running a bonus. We get $1,200, or not 120%, 120% of your deposit back. So you would have got not only his 1,000 back, but you would have got he's going to get that 100. He's going to be surprised to see that $1,000 bonus that he's going to get too for trading like 133 lots. You know, he traded a lot. He traded a lot, right? He traded a lot. Yeah, a lot. Traded a lot. So that's Jermaine. But he had help from he had help from Jamie from Uncle Cut, and you know, being able to have that type of a guy, right? I know guys that can't pull out $1,000 out of, like, first of all, they can't pass the prop challenge because they don't have a system, right? So they can't go. They're on they're on that hamster wheel. I blew up the account. I'm gonna buy another account. I blew up the account. I'm gonna buy another account. So meanwhile, yeah, they dangle the carrot in front of you. Yeah, you're gonna get a $25,000 account or a $250,000 account. And you make 10%. You're making $25,000 a month, but you never get there because you're constantly paying these fees and blowing up because you don't have a system, you don't have methodology, and you have all these restrictions, right? And so I'm saying that if you're gonna blow up anyway, you know, you might as well, you know, be able to scale and be able to pull out $1,000 a day, right? But that's here nor there. Let me get to the actual content. Like I gave a little and I've done some stuff too. I've done you know, some scaling, you know, 1,300%, 1,200%. No results are typical, but okay. Let me do this and reshare. There we go. All right. So we're going to talk about, well, they were talking about five, you know, they were talking about 5 reasons. Over leveraging, I look at leverage as it's a dual-edged sword. People talk bad about leverage, but if you know me, in fact, my nickname at the brokerage was A-Ball, A-B-O-L. Always be over leveraging, right? And because what I'm saying is I have a small amount of money and I've got a 90% win rate strategy. If I have the perfect setup, I'm going to risk 100% of that account to double it up, right? And I might double it up 2 or 3 times. It's, you know, it's like going all in on a 5-6 on a blackjack. You got an 11 showing, you know, and the odds are you're going to get 10. You know, you're going to go you double down on that, right? So I have a more of a high risk strategy because if you're doing 2% win, you know, 2% risk and looking for a 4% gain on a $200 account, you might as well collect bottles and cans or just get a job at fast food in California. They're paying $20 an hour, right? You know, working in and out somewhere because the you know, the trading game with small amount of money is very, 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 very difficult. That's why we trade with an offshore broker. But the offshore broker enables us to get that high leverage so we can take smaller amounts of money. We can take 50, 100, or no, 200, 500, $1,000 or $10,000 for that matter, and be able to scale that up to like $200,000, $300,000, right? Versus trading at maybe a US broker where they're giving you just 20 to 1. So over leveraging is not one of the mistakes. I believe if you don't have a viable system, and in prop, it's not going to work either. If you don't have a system, that's not going to work either. I see people in chat rooms and Discord groups saying, "Oh, I'm getting better. I didn't blow up as fast. I'm getting better every time I refund my account. I'm getting better." It's like going, you're basically like going on American Idol, and you don't know how to sing, and every time they boo you and kick you off the stage, you're getting better, right? Why not get better first and then crush it and then get your record contract, right? So they're using, and if you're going to use prop trading in that way, well, then you might as well invest in education and learn a system, master that, and while you're doing that, scale up a small account versus trying to learn as you're prop trading, because all you're doing is making the prop trading firm rich. Remember, they're not trading real money. They're making their money off of fees, right? So all they did was change the market maker. The market maker is no longer the market maker. The market maker is actually the prop trading company itself, because they know that 90% of all traders lose. And so 90%, they're going to keep 90% of that money, right? 1 out of every 10 people are going to pass and actually have an account, right? And they're counting on 9 people out of the 10 to lose in order to pay everyone else, right? So what you are saying is that you are better than 9 other people, right? And I don't think many people can say that. If you knew that, then you would definitely do it. But if you're not sure, then you're just fresh meat for the machine, right? You say, "Oh, well, it's all good because they're taking profit, they're taking the fees and paying other people." But why is that? It's because they're all losers or losing. They're not losers. They're good people. They're children of God. We love people. But in the eyes of the prop trading firm, they are the losers, and then losers than the market maker, right? So if you have a good winning system that works in simulation, works in demo, works in live, and you're able to scale an account, if you can scale, like I know, if Jermaine, I'm talking about Jermaine to go to prop. He goes, "No, I'm just gonna scale. I have control of my money." Okay, no, Jermaine, he's not on Facebook. Okay, so he's not gonna go too far out of this comfort zone, right? So I'm talking about prop trading. The way you're trading, you could probably trade in a prop trading firm. You could probably crush this. And he goes, "No, I don't want to do that." Okay. But he has a winning system, right? And I said, you have a winning system, a winning way of approaching the market. You can go to prop trading. But there's people in prop trading that don't have a winning system. So guess what? They're the bottom of the pyramid paying everyone at the top of the pyramid. They're the 9 people paying that one, right? So you're either going to be sheep and you're going to be prey, or you're going to be a predator, right? I teach people how to become predators, right? Well, I don't want to pay that. Well, you're going to pay somebody. You may not be paying me, but you're going to be paying the market maker, or you're going to be paying the prop firm. You're going to pay somebody. The cost of your ignorance is going to cost you. And so I'm just, I know I'm preaching to the choir, you guys know, but okay, you can pay Uncle Cut. Uncle Cut charges like, $150, $175 a month, right? And you can trade along with him like Jermaine does. And being able to do that. If you want to, hey, I want to make room, I don't want to learn anything, I just want to follow or blah, blah, then at least go into the signal service with Uncle Cut, right? But if you're really serious about making this a profession, about replacing your income and really treating this like, hey, like a doctor or a lawyer or any type of professional, right, an engineer, then, spending a year with me or spending 12 weeks with me is worth it. But let me just go ahead. For those of you who have chosen scalping, scalping, I kind of look into some synonyms, right? So over leveraging, if you don't have a system, you have no business over leveraging at all, right? And I look at leverage. Leverage is like having a very fancy sports car, like a Ferrari or Lamborghini. That thing can go, 200, 300 miles an hour, right? But if you do that on a curvy road, you're going to wrap that thing around a tree and you're going to die, right? But if you have a nice straightaway, well, then guess what? You're going to step on the accelerator. That accelerator is leverage. When you have a clean setup, it's like being on a straightaway on a highway with a super fast car, right? You'll be people in the back, they're going to scream, "Oh my God, you're so dangerous." It's like, this is a straightaway. There's no one else on the highway. You're going to open it up, right? In fact, the speed limits go up. When you go to the city, it's like 55, 60 miles an hour. But when you get out in that country, open road, Austin, Texas, it's 80 miles an hour. And then some parts on the toll roads, 85 miles an hour. Or Idaho, or Montana, there's like no speed limit, right? Because there's so much empty space, you'd be there all day driving 55, right? But because of that open space, there's less probability of having an accident or hitting anything other maybe like a jackrabbit or something or a tumbleweed. There's very little out there, so you can go fast safely. And so leveraging is the same way. If you have a clear setup that is like your bread and butter, you hit that thing all the time. Like I was hitting the trades I was showing you, and I was hitting those trades, shorting the dollar yen. That was like, you could see that was a highway, and I was pushing it. I was pressing the accelerator. That was a straightaway. That's kind of like a round rock on highway 90, and we're just blowing through, 85 miles an hour, and the cops are like saying, "Go for it," And so when you have those types of opportunities and those types of clear opportunities, I don't think over leveraging is an issue. Okay. But again, if you don't have a system, don't do this. If you don't know how to drive and you're visually impaired, you have no business behind the wheel, right? So, but a lot of my students, a lot of people they don't want to go. I tell them, you're going to start in the parking lot. I was talking to this one guy, "Well, I know how to trade." I'm going, yeah, that's why you're talking to me right now, right? Because that's working. How's that working for you, right? But I said, you got to forget, when you come over to Elite Trader University, you got to forget all that stuff all that crap that you've been programmed with, all that fake news and fake analysis and all the stuff that the financial machine has been programming you with to keep you poor, right? I work for them. Take it from me. I am a poster child. I wrote articles for them. I worked for them. I worked for the machine in New York City. Okay, so believe me when I tell you, don't believe them, right? So when you come to me, we have to erase all that stuff. We turn off, get you a fast on YouTube, fast off all that stuff, so you can get a clear head about what's really going on in the market. Okay, so number 2, risk management, and the failing to have proper stop losses or risking too much per trade is common, right? And again, this is a part of your setup. When you have the perfect setup, we talk about the ideal entry zone, and that's the zone I tell people, and know what I'm saying. If you're pip and run, you know what I say. Pull the trigger. What are you waiting for? Pull the trigger, right? I think some people have made posters on their wall. Greg says, pull the trigger, right? I know I'm trying to get out of the gun analogy things because of the recent assassination attempt. But it just, when you see the perfect setup, when your price lines up with the support, lines up with the trend line, lines up with multiple time frames, that is your area of entry. In fact, when my students said, I was doing live training, doing coaching, and we're talking and Bill made some money trading. And I go, "What'd you trade?" And he was trading a currency pair. And I'm like going, I pulled it up. I go, I know exactly where you entered. You entered right there. And he goes, that's right. Because there's only one place you can enter. He was like, well, there's many paths the way the blah, 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 blah. You know, they're so wishy-washy about their entry. Well, I can enter here and I can set my stop here. It's like, no, there's only one place to enter and there's one place to exit, and there's a one place for your stop. That's where it is. Okay. And maybe it's one for my system, but if you're doing something else, then your probabilities go down. So I don't care. But if you're using pip and run, there's one entry zone, right? And after that entry zone, there's two more, and that's it. So there's three areas. When I pull up my students' reports or I look at their trades, I'm like going, why did you enter there? That was not even an entry. Well, I just saw I thought and wrong. The entry is the entry, you know. It's like, you know, you're playing darts, you know, and you throw it and you hit the wall. You're not gonna gain points. You don't get points for hitting the wall. You hit points for hitting that thing called a bullseye, right? And they make it a little special, but a red dot with another dot inside, and you hit that, right? You don't get points for throwing a dart at the floor, right? But it's so, and we understand that with darts, we understand it with sniper, we understand it with competitive like archery, hitting the target, right? We understand with basketball, there's a zone where you hit that ball and it hits a certain part of the basket, hits in that little square and goes right into the basket. You know, you can throw it at the side of the bank's backboard, it's not going in. You know, it's like, why did I get any points? You didn't get any points because you did not hit the entry zone, right? There's a zone. There's even when you're playing golf, there's a sweet spot. The sweet spot in the club area. When you're playing tennis, there's a sweet spot in that racket, and that when you're playing baseball, there's a sweet spot on that bat. And there's a sweet spot when you hit that ball at that area, that ball goes over the fence, right? You know where the sweet spot is. When there's a kicker making a field goal, they put a close up, his foot's hitting the side, and they go, oh, that thing's gonna go wide right. They know before the ball leaves because he hits it the wrong way and he's out of form. And that ball, sure enough, spins out of control, hits the bar across the bar, and no good. Why? Because he didn't hit the zone. And that's what professionals need to do. That's what professionals do. They hit the sweet spot. And they get paid big money to know where that area is. That area is the difference between being a professional and being in the minor league somewhere in some podunk, town, playing for some the Firecrackers, the Fresno Firecrackers, minor league team, What's the difference between those two guys? The Firecracker team versus the Dodgers, the Los Angeles Dodgers. One guy can hit the spot and the other one can't, right? When you're a pitcher. So all these analogies are so that there's a sweet spot. And we need to carry that same professionalism too. And it takes time. That's why people, well, let's tell me the system, Greg. What's the system? Well, with this cross here, you don't forget it. It's not going to work for you because you're not going to know. You don't take the time to figure out what the sweet spot is, right? Even when we're doing a little romancing, we know where that spot is, right? Okay, I'm not going to this is a family show. We're not going to get into that. But there's a spot, right? And when you hit that spot, it's cash money, right? So we want to be able to find that area. And maybe you sometimes hit it by accident. You go, oh my God, I made 100 pips. How did that happen? And then you forget about it. You don't document it. You don't take any screenshots. You don't write it down. You make a winning trade. You need to how did I do that? This is like a formula. You mix some stuff together and, oh my God, I cured cancer. What's the recipe? Oh, I don't know. You don't know? Yeah, I mixed this, I mixed that. I don't know. You just cured cancer and you don't remember what you did? Well, I wasn't really paying attention. And so if you don't pay attention, well, you'll get paid, right? You get paid to pay attention. You got to be able to have the conscious mindset to be very, very observant of what you do as a trader. Okay. So when you do, you're like, what did I do? Wow, the trend was up and this indicator was here and the moving average was over there. And all of a sudden you start taking some notes and you start saying, oh, that's how I came up with pip and run. I started seeing the same pattern happen all the time. And then I go, okay, let me try that again. And then again and again. Wow. So that's why I can hit, hundreds of trades in a row. Okay. So risk management is very important, but when you have the right system, the system tells you where your risk management is. In fact, in our pattern, the pattern has the risk management built into it. Because if you got that spot, that's the only place you can enter. And then, your stop is the swing low, 4 or 5 bits below the swing low. So all you have to do is position size. And we have an ABC grade of trades. So, that's an A trade. We want to go heavy on that. C trade, we might not go so heavy on it. A B trade, we might go a little bit more heavy. So having being able to recognize these different levels of trades, based on your experience. And that's where your journal comes in so important, to be able to look through your previous, even your losers. Your losers will tell you so much. In fact, we used to have an audit program where if you come on a call, we look at your audit, and within this, I look at 5 or 6 trades, I can figure out what's wrong with your trading. And all we do is stop the losing, and everything kind of takes care of itself, right? So, but we don't do it anymore. It's kind of time intensive, and people all they want to do is make money, right? And they don't want to trade well. And you really got to get beyond the testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay. It says your microphone will now be used. Okay. I don't know what was going on. Okay. So yeah, you want to get beyond the greed of, I need to make money. I got to pay my bill. I got to do this. I need. The market don't give a darn about your needs. Understand that. The market is not your personal piggy bank. It is a vicious monster that wants to take all your money and eat it. Okay. And your goal is to try to get money out of it. But there is just like you watch these martial arts guys, they can hit a certain nerve on the side of your head, a sweet spot, and knock you the heck out. Okay. They know the spots. They know, they study, they know, hit him here, hit him here, hit him here, right? They know how to take down an opponent because they study and they know how to take it down. And trading is the same way, right? You talk about the rock'em sock'em robots. You hit that thing right in the chin and the neck pops up, right? So very important to understand, your risk management can be taken care of if you understand your system, right? And if you're not confident, that's when you can, then if you want to do traditional trading where, I'm going to risk 2%, okay, great. But you're gonna need a larger account. You're gonna need $10,000, $20,000. That way you lose to 2% and you make 6%, right? 3 times the return. Well, then you make $600. That's a good thing, right? $600 is a good thing, but you have to have a $20,000 account to do it. Okay, you got $200 account. Okay, your risk is 2%. Well, you're gonna risk $4. Ooh, risk 4 to make 6. Yeah, what's that going to do? That can't buy a hamburger guy, So you have two other ways. You either scale big or you go prop. And if you go prop and you don't have a system and you're not one of the 1 out of 10 people, well, then you're going to wind up paying the prop firm, right? So let's go to the next thing. Chasing the market. Now, that's one of my favorites, right? I have
probably single-handedly made more money not chasing the market, right? And even some of my students have been around me for a long time. When we start using those new entry rules, instead of like seeing the bullish engulfing candle and let 3 or 4 candles get out of the way, that perfect entry zone gets us in. And if we miss it, we wait. We know how to wait. We don't chase the market. We're not chasing after. We don't have this FOMO, this fear of losing out, fear of missing a trade. We see price going up. It's like, okay, it's fine. Because what goes up comes down. And when it comes down, it goes back up. So it's just waiting for that perfect entry zone and not having a scarcity mindset that this is it. And oh my God, I got bills due, and I gotta really do this, and I gotta go to work. I don't have time. The market doesn't care. You have to get to a point where you're detached and you're gonna wait for your shot. You're gonna wait and wait and wait, or wait for that perfect opening, right? So not just to go, chasing the market, because it'll come back. There's always another train leaving the station. And with 28 different currency pairs and indices to trade from, you don't have to trace the market, but you have to have a system that you are so confident in. Like, I'm confident. I'm like going, okay, I missed it. All right, it's going to come back. And then trend line break, color change, boom, I'm in, right? And you see me do that over and over and over again. And that way I'm not chasing the market, because I'm waiting for my pitch, right? I'm staying at bat, and I want that ball to go right there so I can smack it, right? So I'm waiting. So it may go up here, it may go here. I'm not swinging until it comes right where I want it, right there. And I know what I want. I'm convinced, I'm sure that this spot is going to make me money. So I'm willing to wait. And if it goes up and makes a bunch of pips, I'm not going to kick myself, because I know there's another train leaving the station, right? Emotional trading. That's another big issue, right? And I get emotional, like, I'm doing videos and stuff, it's for show, right? But if I'm trading myself, I'm very quiet. You don't even know I'm around. I'm just like, it's like a library, It's not that I need quiet, but I am quiet. I'm not ringing the bell and making sound effects go off, but it makes trading a little bit more entertaining. But you really want to keep a very even keel. If you're up or down, no one should be able to walk into your office and see, oh, he's in a bad mood. The market must be going against him. Oh, look, he's dancing on the desk. Oh, he must make some money. You got to get to the point where you are very even keel, right? And that way you're not clouding your judgment. You get something called TUI when you have too many wins. I know I had TUI. You're driving under the influence, right? You're trading under the influence because you got endorphins. You feel good. You won. You ring the bell. Winner, chicken dinner. It's like, hey, now we'll give you we'll. And then all of a sudden, it's like, you're selling when you're supposed to be buying when you're supposed to be selling. And then you got like shakers. Like, wait. I gotta snap out of it, right? I want to stay present. So positive emotions can be just as detrimental to your trading as being feeling fear and greed and all this other stuff. Now, if you're, like I said, we have a system like Pip and Run, we kind of we know what's going on. It's like, I tell people, okay, today this is going to go here. Like I did bulls versus bears during this session, and I might just do a bulls versus bears session on Saturday or something. If I get feedback, but I get no feedback from you guys on bulls versus bears, so I don't even know if it's valuable or not. And if you make $1 million a day, a lot of stuff that you don't want to do, you don't have to do, right? It's not a job. It's not like a boss is telling me to do bulls versus bears. You're my boss. But if you're not telling me like, hey, Greg, I really enjoy it, I'm learning a lot, and I just, based on what you said, I did this. I don't get emails like that. I don't get any posts like that. So maybe it's not valuable. And so I'll save my analysis for my private students. But anyway, trading out of fear and greed. When you know where the market's going to go, you can kind of keep your emotions. It's just like you watch a horror movie. You know, okay, he's gonna come out from behind the curtain. He has a chainsaw. Okay, right. But if you've never seen the movie before, and she's walking down, and all of a sudden, like, ah, right, because you don't know what's going to happen. That's why you're emotional. But if you know, okay, this is a high probability of going here, targets here, here, and here. I mean, there's nothing to be upset about now, unless you're going the wrong direction on your prediction, right? And that, that can happen. People like, I know it's going to go up, and you end up selling, doing something stupid, right? Been there. You guys been to Planet Stupid? It's like the fourth planet from the sun. It's like on the other side of the sun. When the Earth is on one side, they're never on the. And sometimes you get transported to Planet Stupid, and you buy when it goes down, and you sell when it goes up, right? And you wind up like maybe putting on like the wrong two shoes, and they're both different. Planet Stupid. So you want to when you're out of sync with your system, you're going to be more subject to fear and greed, right? Fear, and see, so you don't have a structured plan. This can include revenge trading after a loss or becoming overconfident after a win, right? So if you know what your parameters are, like a lot of times I set parameters, I know, okay, this is going to go to 145.50. If I'm getting out at like, 75 or 80 or something like that, I'm getting out on the downside, right? But it's 145.50 and I start at 145.00. I might get out. I might go, this thing is taking too long, and I can always get back in because I have an entry zone method of getting in the market. So if it blows up and keeps going, okay, I'm going to wait for an entry, and it passed my in my area, but I know where it's going to go. And so if I already know what's going to go, I might take I take off 2/3. I'll take half of it off. You saw me close. I'll close trades off to try to allay that fear of losing everything. I'll take some off, and so that's a way of getting out of that emotional trading, right? And if you have a flight plan, or a trading plan already set up, and you know that I'm going to take this south, and this is what I'm going to be doing. It kind of eliminates a lot of that emotional trading, right? But if you do, like, let's say you have even the best flight plans or best trading plans, they get screwed by the market, right? Market says, yeah, you think you want to go long. It goes a long wick the other way and blows you out, right? And then shoots up. That's what dollar yen did this morning. I was asleep. I didn't care. I knew New York reversals was going to happen, and I didn't do it, right? But it'll say you get stopped out like that. And I always tell my students, hey, if the reasons for entering the trade still exist, re-enter the trade, right? But so isn't that revenge trading? It's like, no, you had your flight plan, and maybe you got blown off course. Maybe a little turbulence came in and took you off your course. And so, but the reasons, the methodology, the reasons why the reasons why you got in that trade still exist. It's still an uptrend. It's still below, a bouncing off support. All those things are still there. You just got some volatility that kind of stopped you out, right? I say, if the reasons to enter the trade still exist after being stopped out, re-enter the trade right away, right? If the entry zone and the rules of engagement come back again, but a lot of times we get burned and we go, oh, well, I lost money in there. I don't want to get back in there again. Well, now you're thinking, right? And your flight plan says, hey, this thing is it's doing this, and I'm predicting it goes here. And what happens? You don't do it, and it goes right to your target, and you go, oh, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Boom. You hit yourself. Because you never want to dwell in the past, right? However, if you feel yourself feeling, it took my money, I'm going to take it back. If you hear yourself, listen to how you're thinking, right? And you may not be thinking rational, like, oh, my entry rules and stuff. You may be totally pissed off. I mean, angry. You know what I mean? You're angry. And anger, this is what the anger, it's okay to be angry, but sin not, right? Don't let the sun go down in your anger. So if you are angry, step away, reevaluate, right? So you have to really monitor yourself, because, you know, a lot of prayer and meditation has gone into bringing me down from, oh yeah, well, watch this. Oh, I love it, you know. So, you know, but, you know, meditation and detachment is a way of like avoiding emotional triggers, right? So emotional drain leads to inconsistent results, causing traders to deviate from their strategy and make poor decisions, right? Yeah, just like, you know, if you're in your job, you're not going to get emotional because Mr. Boss Man was going to fire you. You get emotional, you're out of here. And then you're out of here and you don't have a job, you don't have any money, your wife leaves you and the kids get gone, you can't buy it. There are a lot of consequences for you being emotional on the job, right? And there's no consequences for being emotional in your trading because you're the boss. So you have to detach yourself and treat yourself like you're the employee of you. And you really have to have like a healthy respect for you as the boss. Like, oh, I better control myself because, I'm going to put myself in timeout. You might have to like split yourself and kind of like look at yourself from an objective point of view. Being able to look critically at your emotions and what to go with. Greg, what are you thinking right now? Greg, really? No, you don't want to do that. Are you really going to press that button? I don't think that's a good idea. And be like, oh, I'm talking to yourself, you're crazy. It's like, you're crazy if you don't, right? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You have to, you have to give yourself encouragement. Come on, I know I can do this. I got this. You got to do some positive self-talk. You do it anyway. Oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know what. Yeah, you're gonna. This is the only self you have, and you're gonna berate it. I mean, this is your Earth suit here. So why are you berating yourself, right? So stop doing that. Ignoring a solid trading plan, and this is number 5, right? Aggressive traders might abandon their trading plan in pursuit of quick profits, and and I'm rewording this a little bit because I really would say, if you have a plan, aggressively execute the plan, right? Execute the plan, right? Don't. I mean, if the money's right there, there's some trades that look so easy, and you take them. And there's some that are like, gee, I'm gonna ask my friend, hey, what do you think about this? The moment you have to ask someone about it, it's a horrible trade. It's a horrible trade because you should look at trading like picking money off the ground. I did a video. I think there's a YouTube video of me picking up $20 bills that were blowing in the wind. I mean, they were fake. They had like Harriet Tubman on the front of them. It was like, but you couldn't tell they were like green, and I'm picking them up and I'm like stacking them. I picked up like $620 bills. Now, like I said, they weren't real, but the whole idea of catching that on video and doing it and doing that action, it's still stuck in my head after like 2-3 years, right? So you want to be able to, have that confidence in your plan. If you don't have confidence in a plan, I invite you to book a free strategy call with me, and we can actually, look at your plan. I mean, I asked that in our chat room or in our Facebook group, and again, they're getting crickets. It's like, not only do you guys don't want to plan, you're not even planning. You're just trading. I don't know what you're trading. I trade price action. Price action is not a plan. It's not a plan, plan, but we can talk. This is not about planning. In fact, my time is almost up. But I want to break down, when you're scaling up an account, you want to be able to look for high probability setups. You want to look for areas of very good, solid support. And the most solid supports you're going to find are in your daily and 4-hour time frames. And I know no, I like being on the 1 minute like you, Greg. I'm like on the 15-second chart. Like, but the foundation starts off on the 4 hour. 4 hour they're the dealer charts. That's how the dealers in these brokerages determine where they're going to take these levels. So you find now you take a 4 hour level and you go down to a 1 minute chart. And when that 1 minute trend line hits that 4 hour trend line, you know that thing is going to rocket for 20 or 30 pips. And you can hammer that all the way off that bounce. It's like Tyrannosaurus Rex hitting like an electric fence. It bounces right off, right? So, but you don't see those levels. It's like somebody digging your backyard and they wind up knocking out the cable TV because it's an underground buried pipe. And when you're trading on a 1 minute time frame, and again, I love the 1 minute and I love the 15 tick. But guess what? I'm going to start analysis. I'm going to do multiple time frame analysis. I'm going to go the big picture. I'm going to go out the 50,000 foot view. I'm going to go out 50,000 feet. I'm going to go out the 50,000 foot view and get the bigger picture of the market. And then I'm going to find out what those big areas are. And then I'm going to look for the little areas where there's contact on the 1 minute chart, right? So, and then I want to look at an intermediate chart to find out what direction it's going. And I want to trade in that direction. And now I'm laying the current and the thrust of the market and to ride that like a surfer, right? So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that. So by doing that, and you might need to create a checklist of some kind in which you take one of your winning trades and then analyze it and see what did you do to get a winning trade? What happened, right? Was it an accident? Oh, I talked to my friend and they were doing this, so I did it. It's like, okay. But I'm sure trades that you have won in the past, take a look at them. You might have you might have 10 losers, and that one winner, analyze that one winner, right? Look at losers too. All you need is look at a couple of those, and you're probably doing the same wrong thing. But the winner is going to tell you, that you did something intuitively. There's something in spiritual, something, the Holy Spirit in you talking to you, like say, hey, knucklehead, do this next time, right? You may have the answer to your trading problem in your statement. You look at your statement and you can see, oh, that's what I need to do, right? So I just want to do a quick comparison. I know that we got prop versus scaling. That's the thing that I've been talking about here. And I really want to encourage. I want to do a scaling workshop. If you guys are interested in something like that, and the details, I can talk to you about that later. But if you're interested in doing maybe like a 3-weekend kind of like workshop, then we can show you how to effectively scale a small account. If we get enough people that are interested to make it worth my time, well, certainly we can do that. Okay. But I'm just kind of so here we go. We got. I gave some parameters and stuff like that. So this is my comparison. So here's the pros and cons here, right? Right. And the most obvious is capital access. The pros, access to significantly larger capital provided by the firm. Cons, profit sharing of the firm. Give you like 80%, and they don't give it to you when you want it. But scaling a high leverage trading account, you have full control over the profits, and you don't have to share it with anyone else. But if your capital is small, you're going to require higher leverage, and you don't have a lot of money to trade with, right? Risk management. Pros, risk management can often is enforced by the firm, reducing the chance of large losses, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, right? The stricter rules may limit trading freedom. And scaling a high leverage account. Pros, full control over risk management strategies. Cons, high leverage increases risk exposure, potentially leading to quick losses, right? I look at the quick losses, like if you pay for a prop account too, and you don't pass, well, then that's an account, right? Because you're going to wind up doing the demo account challenge. You might have to do 2 challenges, so your time is being eaten up as well. Again, I'm just showing them side by side. Psychological pressure. Pros may have less pressure since you're not risking your own capital, which is a very big plus. I mean, this is like, you lose, you got $250,000 account, and you blow up. You're not on the hook for $250,000. I was talking to this one guy. I said, "Well, will you be interested in our prop option?" And he goes, "Oh no, I can borrow from my family." I'm like going, "Ugh." Yeah. Guess what? You won't be invited back for Thanksgiving if you blow up that account. Okay, you make a lot of enemies. So trading for friends and family is not that is all it's cracked up to be. They'll be calling every 5 minutes, and if you lose their money, you'll never hear the last of it. So psychological pressure. Cons, performance pressure due to profit targets and evaluations by the firm. Yeah, once you pass the initial phase, well, then you gotta keep going, right? Now, with scaling a high leverage account, the pros: complete autonomy. You can reduce stress if well disciplined. You can turn the thing off if you want. You can give yourself a rest. Cons: significant psychological stress from risking personal funds with high leverage. Yeah, but if you're starting with 150, 200, $300, it's the same amount that you would probably put in a prop trading challenge. Okay. Profit potential. Potential to earn large sums of lower personal risk. That's a real big plus there as the firm's capital is being used. Cons: profit sharing reduces net earnings. That's really not much of a con. 80% and they get 20, why not, right? And for the high leverage account, pros: all profits are retained with potential for large returns if successful. Cons: high blowout if aggressive strategies fail, right? Because you're not, you could limit yourself to 5% risk, right? But you probably won't. You will wind up blowing the whole thing, right? Account growth. Pros: growth opportunities through scaling with firms' capital leading to larger positions and returns. Growth tied to firms' rules, slower progression if stringent, right? So, in fact, once you can get, if you can successfully pass prop challenges like some of my students have, you can have 4, 5, 6 of those accounts together, and maybe they're for $50,000 each. But hey, if you're doing 10% each of them, making $5,000 in 6, that's $30,000 a month, right? Again, there's a lot of ifs in this, right? If you pass the challenge, if you can maintain the account, if, right? In scaling a small account, all profits are retained with potential for large returns if successful, high risk of blowout. We talk about that. Pros: account can grow rapidly with successful high leverage strategies, can result in rapid account depletion if trades go against you. And that's definitely something that can happen. And especially if you built up the account to $20,000 or $30,000 of your own funds, you should cut yourself off. But if you don't cut yourself off, it took you a long time to get to that 20,000 and you drop, well, then now you got to start from a smaller thing, right? A smaller base, capital base. Training and support. Sometimes a lot of these companies have access to firm provide training tools and mentorship. And you got to remember, they're literally taking the other side of your trade, because if they, in the audition phase, they're counting on many people to fail in order to fund their current winning traders. Okay, that's their model. So I really wouldn't put a lot of confidence in any of their training materials, because they're not aligned. Their motivation for training you it can be a little bit different, right? Cons: may be subject to strict evaluations of potential limiting support. For the scaling account, pros: full control over your learning and trading style. Hey, like ETU. Cons: limited support, must self-educate and rely on personal resources. Yeah, that's probably is not working for a lot of people. So we might want to, you're free to choose a education provider who's aligned with your goals, right? You have a fiduciary responsibility to help you, as opposed to maybe not teaching you all that you need to know so you can keep paying fees. Oh, you blew up again? Hey, we'll give you like 10% off. Just sign up again. No worries. You'll do it next time. Really, we believe you, right? All right, we believe in you. And so freedom and flexibility, pros, structured environment of guidelines can lead to disciplined trading. And that's another one of the good things, that if you have a large account, you're able to limit your risk and trade in a very responsible manner because you have a large trading account. You can develop habits that will make you a sustainable trader for a long period of time. That is definitely a positive of being able to do this, right? Like I said, you're risking 1%, 1.25% with $250,000 or $100,000 trading account. That is, come on now. You make you risk 1 to make 3%, and 3% on 200,000, you make $6,000. It's like, yeah, you can do that, right? But if you try to do that on $250, that's probably not going to be very, very helpful. $6 is not going to help you. And scaling that is nearly impossible. You'll be hundreds of years old to be able to compound that. Okay, cost and fees. Pros, low personal financial commitment as the firm covers capital, and profit sharing and fees reduce the earnings, but no profit sharing and all that stuff, right? But, remember, you're paying a fee all the time if you blow up, and especially if you don't have a good system, you're just feeding the machine, right? You are liquidity, and they are basically on the other side of your trade. They're the new market maker. You've got the market maker and the trader, and prop trading firms have put themselves in between, right? Collecting fees, and you're not even in the real market, right? They're just basically using a demo, and they're making the market, and your margin call, your stop out is the violation of their rules, and that's how they get paid. So that is the side-by-side comparison. Again, I'd like to, and for those of you who may be watching this, you're like, what's this doing here on YouTube? Well, we do have, let me stop share. Share. Yeah, let's get back to the, so I'm on the Facebook group, the Live Forex Day Traders Den. And this is where we have a vibrant community sharing short-term day trading, scalping strategies in Forex. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, you can come over to the Facebook group and join in the conversation, right? And also, I'm sharing here. I was trying to get on Zoom on Facebook, it wouldn't work. But we actually had a survey, prop trading account or scale, and we had a couple of people. How many people? 13 comments. Let's see what they got. Yeah, Sean, so prop trading, Samuelson, both for me. Ray Lamar, who actually passed a prop trading challenge, and in fact, that's how we met. And he wanted education in order to keep that account, and so he reached out to me. So he's a very sharp young man. Very proud of him. And let's see there. So he says, so I'm just going to scroll there. So I'm trying to go find our survey, and this is like, well, Jay's a machine. He just crushes it. His stuff looks like my stuff, right? This is like one of my here's our
there. We should see these areas are hit. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. It's dropping. Popping and dropping. Keep on going. Oh, whoa. Look at that. Popping and dropping. Yeah, we did. We hit it. 1,007,3,542. Pushing on down. 108. There we go. Drop, baby, drop.
One last
Drop.
order.
Don't stop. Oh, you still got that one order left.
So that was really cool to do this. This is a one day total, which is pretty gnarly. Yeah. So they call me the $6 million man. I go, $6 million, is that all? You know, that was like 1975, right? I'm more like a billion dollar man, right? So when I make big bucks like I just did, I like to celebrate by offering tuition savings on ETU coaching. And we have a link down there, Tidy Cal breakthrough strategy call with me. Let me copy the link. And if you are so inclined to want coaching from me, you can, I don't know where is, yeah, chat room. Oh, there's Terry. Terry made it. Oh, well, there. Tidy Cal. Oh no. Okay. I gotta go to this, right? Okay. You know, when you're trying to do this, you try to do links on Facebook and you copy and paste them. They put all these tracking things, right? It's like, I don't want you to track my cookies. Leave my cookies alone. Here we go. I got this one here. Here's my booking link. Okay. I'm going to pop that in there if you would like to book a call with me to find out if working together would be useful, right? So I'm going to pop that in there. Okay. But yeah, and then you know, the trend was down, trading, finding that strong trend. This is your highway. So of course I'm going to max leverage this. I'm going to hit this hard because I've got a straightaway. So I'm hitting this, right? And so we have that type of so being able to do that. So, oh yeah, here's the survey. So we have people repeatedly paying for prop trading challenges, 18%. Scaling up my own account, only 6%. Trading a prop account successfully, 12%. And so who's that? Okay. And not trading currently, 36% of you guys are not trading. Trying to pass a prop trading account, 18%. We also have buying lottery tickets. We got Ken from Detroit. You know, all you Detroit guys are like, you know, troublemakers, right? Ken Orcutt's in Detroit. Robbie Collins, trading a prop firm, but not losing, not gaining. Okay. And we can fix that. Robbie and I are talking. And hopefully we get him signed up. So that's where we stand. Most people not trading at all. But no. And the next question is, why are you not trading? Probably because not enough money, right? Or something, right? But this is what it looks like. The green lines are my wins, and the orange line, the one orange line I have is my sell, right? Or my wrong direction. I think I try to buy. I don't even see it. There's so many greens up there. I cannot find the red, right? But yeah, it was a $1 million day, and we just shorted UJ, and I posted, and then Jay traded with me, and he was able to also short UJ as well, right? So I hope you found this helpful. You know, really, it was a really cool. Is again, we have Jamie and Cut the Rope. He has a wonderful program for live trading. Okay. And I see Shirt Jackers. He's in the Power Hour chat room. But we are on YouTube. I put the link in the chat, so you can come over to YouTube and we can watch it there, right? But this is a really good I don't think.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. It's your boy Jamie, aka Cut the Rope. Bring it to you from the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Salam alaikum. Hola, como está? What's happening? What's up? Let's cut the rope, baby. Man, look, guys, I am like beside myself, right? You know, if I was beside myself, it'd be like this whole screen almost took up anyway. But anyway, that's another story. That's another story. I'm just geeked up. I mean, from the flow up. I mean, I'm just too excited. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to go ahead and introduce you to a great person. Not just a great person because I know him personally, but he's a good person inside and out. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman you see here to my left, his name is Jermaine Hines, hailing all the way from the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. D-Town down, baby. Jermaine, what's happening, man?
What's going on, Cut?
Baby,
man, I'm
boy.
Excited.
Hey, boy, you need to be excited, man. I'm telling you, I'm man, you know what? I can't say nothing else. I just want you to share with the people, these beautiful, beautiful people, what happened to you today?
Well, this week, a lot of transformation. It's kind of similar to your story, how you kept telling everybody that you couldn't just buy a trade. And I knew for the longest it was mental / spiritual. I had been learning the skill set from Dr. G and you, and with your personal mentorship from our weekly classes. I finally made a breakthrough. This week, we were trading USD JPY. And can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead and break it on down, big dog.
Yeah. So we saw an entry around here. We did our top-down analysis, and we made our projections. Let's see.
Okay, and the whole interview is over here in Facebook. Well, I can jump over the Facebook. You talk about how he took $150 and turned it to over $2,000, which is like a 1,200% return. So if you guys are watching it on YouTube and you come over to Facebook and you can watch that interview, right? But that's what we do at Elite Traders University. We help people to the career path, two paths you want to do. If you want to scale up a small account, you most certainly can. I've had people scale small accounts. I mean, I had guys scale an 800 euro account to over $9 million. Okay. So the scaling is on the sky's the limit as far as you can go. But with the advent of prop trading, we have got guys that have gotten that $200,000 account and they made $47,000 in a day, right? So it's up to you, however you want to go, but we provide you with a framework and the education and the support to help you become a more proficient and more profitable trader. Okay. So with that said, I want to thank you so much for joining. I hope you found this helpful. And to recap, we want to, you want to be smart about the leverage. You want to have a trading plan. You want to avoid being emotional in your trading, not to use revenge trading. And you want to be able to have that concrete plan that you follow, and not to revenge trade, and just be in control, being even keel, and then making sure that you're making the proper trading decisions. Okay, so we found this extremely helpful. This will be posted in the guide section with the other free content, the free educational materials, which I make available for people that if they can't make the investment in my coaching, my personal coaching, investing in the time with me, well, then there are those videos that are in the guide section. And let me just go ahead and read this, show you where that section is for anyone who's just watching this for the first time. I'm going to share the screen again, and I'll show you. We scroll all the way up to the top, and you'll see a menu bar, and it says guides. You go to guides right there, and then you'll have live trainings. And this video will appear in there's 20 live trainings there. Everything from best times to trade, or how to trade gold, how to trade news. So a whole library of free content that I make available to you right here under guides. So if you are in need of education, quality education, and it's not in your budget to invest in mentorship with me, even despite I'm having a great sale, because when I make $1 million a day, there's going to be some discounts. So if you got some money that you're like saying, hey, I don't have enough money for mentorship, well, reach out to me. You got my link, book a call, and let's go ahead and get you started making money. All right. Greg McLeod signing out. Thanks so much for joining, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace and pips.